Okay, so we're going to do another activity, get you up and moving around a little bit. I particularly like this activity for a couple of reasons, and you'll see, but as we experience it, but I want to put a couple little brain worms in your head about why we're doing something like this. It's called Which One Doesn't Belong. Some of you have seen it before, and the reason why I like it so much is because every single their level of understanding in this particular, whatever you're going to be working on, has an entry point into it. So everyone can participate, but also the second reason I really like it, not just that, but also it really makes explicit other people's strategies and thoughts that you could pick up on as a student. So let's say you weren't thinking about it like that, but someone else shares why, why they chose what they did, and you'll see that in a second if you haven't seen this before. All of a sudden you might be able to view that knowledge and say, oh, okay, yeah, I can kind of see where that's coming from, and that makes sense. And so it really, that kind of social dimension of sharing knowledge really comes about. So it comes from this website, Wodb, so whichone-doesn't-belong.ca. And then from there you have a couple of different types. And this is, so shapes, numbers, and graphs. And I'm just going to show you really quickly under the shapes one. To see what it is just like a 2x2 matrix of just images. And the prompt for the students always is which one doesn't belong. So if I take this one over here, and I think I can click on it, right? It'll show up bigger now. I could do that. So if I take this shape number 1, for example, does anyone want to say which one doesn't belong out of those 4?
The right outline.
The what?
The right outline.
So the right, why do you say that?
Because it doesn't have 3 sides like the other 3.
Okay, yeah. So that's one reason why that one might not belong. What's another reason? Yeah.
The bottom one.
The bottom one. Why the bottom one?
Because it's not white like the other.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So do you see there's different levels of content engagement that are represented here. So I don't know, why would,
top left.
What's that?
Top left.
Why do you say top
They're
left?
all acute angles.
It's what?
They're all acute angles.
There you go. Right, so there's a maybe a deeper, kind of content related observation, but you did get the job at some point, so I'm sure you did. But do you see what, you can also do this because this has an obtuse angle, so, so I mean, anything that you could, even, so it can be as superficial as you want, but you're almost always able to kind of capture one. And then in that discussion like we just had, you'd be like, oh, hey, I didn't really see that. Now I can kind of see that, and I might be able to assimilate that information into my own kind of schema. So we're going to do one with you. And if I, oh my God, look at all the tags. So where did we, there, oh, it just goes back, which is awesome. So what we're going to do is do that with you, with this one, which is related to the understanding of, or the framework of mindset. So here are 4 statements. This one says, I'm reading it just in case you can't. I made a mistake. This is hard. My plan didn't work. Math has never been easy for me. Okay, so what I'd like for you to do is to pick a corner of the room that's like those. So I made a mistake. If you think that's the one that doesn't belong, go over here. This is hard. If you think that's the one that doesn't belong, go over here. My plan didn't work. If you think that's the one that doesn't belong, go to the back of the room. And then math has never been easy for me, go to the other back of the room.
For me, it's because the other one's like, I want to challenge students with hard problems. And I don't want them to be afraid to make a mistake. And just try something, and if that doesn't work, try something else. That's how you learn and grow. But the other one is very fixed.
So why did you choose my plan didn't work other than no one else chose it?
I felt like it was the most hopeless of all of them. Like, maybe I had a growth mindset, I had a plan, and now the plan didn't work, I'm hopeless.
Okay, thank you. So let me move up to, I made a mistake. Was there a commonality in your decision about making that choice, or does someone want to share that?
I feel like I made a mistake is something that you would want to continue doing, right? Like if you make a mistake, you're going to continue and work forward towards getting the right answer.
What about the This Is Hard group? So was there a consensus on why you chose This Is Hard? So, does someone want to say it?
It was blue.
Renner? And as superficial as that is, I want to point out that that is still, people can engage with this, and then they'll hear the discussion, they'll say, oh, you know, I could have picked that, you know. So if that's your way in, at least you have a way in, which is extremely important. You don't want anyone to check out. So the back group, math has never been easy for me. Was there consensus among that group of why you chose it?
For me, this is the only one that's related to math. It really mentioned about math. All the rest, the other three, it can apply to any other direction, any other subject.
Right. Nice. See that like social element of sharing that idea. I didn't even notice that. You know that's the only one that has math in the phrase. So so I'm like, oh well, that's interesting because I didn't interpret it like that. So see, that's what students are going to do. They're going to share those ideas and then kind of accommodate them a little bit. I mean, hopefully.
You can just search for snipping tool, and I just pinned to the taskbar, so it's now down here. And if you click that open, you can now just move that and click a new one, and just cut anything from any place, right? And now it's there, and now you can put it into a Word document and create your own. Okay, so that's pretty helpful if you want to choose one from here.